Hey everyone, it's me, Desiree Marie. Welcome back to my channel. Today I want to react to a few issues that a lot of us deal with, and those issues are mold in our locks, mildew, dry and flaky scalp, and I think it's called dread rot. I've never heard about dread rot until like 30 minutes ago when I was just simply browsing on the internet. So I want to kind of bring you guys along with me as I get to know some of these things, kind of share my reaction, and also give helpful tips and tricks to how you can prevent or even treat some of these conditions that is very, very common to many of us who are growing or trying to grow healthy hair, healthy locks, healthy natural hair. This video is in no way to bash anyone's journey, but we are simply coming together, checking out some things that could happen, and encouraging one another to avoid certain pitfalls that you may not even be realizing that you are slowly walking towards. So if you are interested in watching these videos with me and sharing your opinion as well, do share your opinion down below, but be very, respectful. But yeah, I hope you guys have a lot of fun, and let's just get on to these videos that we're going to react to. So stay tuned. Okay, so I typed in dread rot and I see a few things that we can check out. So we're gonna start off with the first one by Not Nation. I am giving credit to everyone whose videos I am watching. So if you guys wanna check out their journey, you can go ahead and check them out. I will list their information in the description box. Okay, so let's check out this first video.
The guy, it's not like, so I'm here doing a really quick video on dreadlock mold, so make sure you stay tuned to subscribe. This is the best in dating not content. What happened here is on Instagram, King MC Fresh reached out to me. He says, I really need help. About 2 months ago, a lady twisted and braided my hair while it was wet. I left the braids in for about 2 weeks, so when I took the braids out, I noticed I have mold growing in my dreads. I've been using ACV and tea tree oil. So he said he's been doing it for the past month, once a week for the past month. There's 4 apple cider vinegar rinses in the past month.
Okay, so this person is a lock YouTuber, a fellow lock YouTuber, and he is actually responding to someone else who sent him pictures, sent him the whole shebang about his particular problem with the lock molds. And he's asking what should he do. He's been using 4 apple cider vinegars a month, I think he said, and he's trying to figure out how to get this mold out of his hair. If you are watching this right now and you are dealing with the same thing, there really is not a lot that you can do in order to get that mold out of your hair. Besides, like he said, cutting off or combing out your locks. I would have suggested the ACV rinse for that particular person, but they are doing it overload, like overtime, overkill, and it's still not working. So sometimes when we use certain products and we don't exactly properly wash it out, they get trapped up in our locks, and this is what we consider to be buildup. Buildup can then thrive, like he said, it thrives in moist conditions. So the more you wet your hair, when the buildup is there, that buildup can become mold if it is not properly cleansed out of your locks, if the buildup is not properly cleansed out. So there are different situations where mold can get in your locks, but that's just one of the things that I can think of on the top of my head. And for me, I know that I have a lock back here that is like my dirtiest lock. I showed you guys this lock when I was showing all of my locks up close and personally in a previous video, so I will link that up above and in the description box if you want to check it out later. But this lock in particular is dirty, and it's not where it's like, ew, nasty, but I can see product buildup in there. And no matter what I have used throughout the years, it just still seems like it will not, like, that buildup right there will not come out. And it's that same piece right there that is just the most stubborn place. The whole entire other, you know, the rest of my lock is great, but that part right there just keeps showing the buildup that I've been dealing with, like, for, I think, from the beginning of my lock journey. So I have thought about whether I should just comb out this lock and start it all over again. Comb out the lock and then, like, do like a back comb, or like use the crochet needle to kind of make an instant lock back there. That's one thing that I would probably recommend, is combing it out and then restarting the lock. Buildup is very common. Everyone gets buildup because of the fact that our locks are magnets. Sometimes they could be magnets, and whatever we put on top of our hair will suck into the lock. Whatever condition we find ourselves in from day to day, maybe outdoors, you may be exposed to a lot of dust and dirt, that can have the potential of getting into your locks. And so buildup can happen at any time to everyone. And lint is one of the easiest ways to get buildup as well. Like, lint can come from our clothes, can come from our pillowcases or our jackets or whatever. So it's not something to cringe about, but mold is just definitely something that happens when your hair is moist and that moisture sits in the pockets of your locks and does not have the ability to properly dry like the rest of your hair. I know that in the beginning of my journey, when I was washing my hair, I would instantly take one of my my hair ties and like put my hair in two. And I thought that was cute for a while, until it occurred to me that, so if I keep doing this and I'm air drying my hair, what happens to the hair that is just underneath the tie band? What happens to the hair that is underneath the tie bands? That hair doesn't get, you know, the chance to dry like the rest of my hair does when it air dries. So I realized that when I was putting tie bands on my hair immediately after jumping out the shower, after washing my hair, that was actually contributing to a wet environment that I could have suffered from lint, well, not lint, I could have suffered from mold buildup underneath and in different pockets of my hair, because I was not allowing my hair to properly, you know, air dry completely and totally and all over my head. So that's a circumstance by which you can get mold, but once it's in there, it's really, really difficult to get out. And this person said that they use like tea tree oil, they use ACV, and all of these things that are just not working. At that point, you gotta either, well, for mold, I would not put color over my hair. I would just completely cut or comb out the lock and restart all over again. I wouldn't cut the lock. I would comb out the lock and restart all over again. And so with this lock though, this is not mold. It is like, it is buildup, but it's not mold. Oh, hold on. It's not mold, it's more of a lint buildup, but I'm still very much on the fence of whether I'm going to cut this out and try it and start it all over again. So what do you guys think I should do? Should I comb out the lock or should I just leave it alone? So let's check out this video right here that is titled "The Nastiest Dread Ever."
Nastiest dread in the world ever, I swear. This is what Gunplay's lock could look like if he neglected it to the worst case scenario. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what you call pleconeuropathica, otherwise known as Polish plaits. And they actually had used this hairstyle in Poland hundreds of years ago as a way of warding off illness. And they believed that if you grew your Polish plait out, all your sickness will go into the dread and leave your body.
Okay, that looks very interesting, but let's just continue and go to another video here.
For this guy, he's putting beeswax and gel, and this was the end result in the inside of his dreadlock.
So she said that this person was using gel and beeswax. Beeswax is definitely the #1 no-no when you are locking your hair, whether you are starting your hair or maintaining your locks. No matter how much you wash, the residue ends up sticking in your locks some way, in some manner of form. So beeswax is definitely one thing you want to avoid, because you could end up with a situation like that where you have extreme buildup and end up having to cut your locks. Gel is also another thing that, I mean, to me, I think that using gel is okay, but you also want to do it in moderation, and you also want to make sure that your hair is properly cleansed in between. You want to make sure that you are not applying gel in your hair and leaving your hair unwashed for a long period of time, and like maybe 2 months later you decide to wash your hair because that gel has, you know, it's sitting inside of your locks. I think that when you use products, you even more want to keep on top of properly cleansing and shampooing your locks, so that you can be sure that these products that you use in your locks do not end up staying inside of them. So that's another extreme case of buildup, and that's one of the cases that I felt like I needed to avoid, especially seeing that I've been dealing with buildup so much. So it's just something that I always think in the back of my mind whenever I see specks of buildup in my hair. And it's like, it's so sad for me that it takes me having to see buildup in order to then like try to overhaul my entire routine. So you definitely want to take preventative steps of avoiding buildup, so that you don't have to see it. You don't want to wait till you actually see it before you then start to, you know, try to reverse and go backwards and prevent it from happening. And it is very easy for everyone to get in their locks, but there's just certain things that you can do to avoid it. And one of them being avoid using beeswax, and also gels that are very sticky and that you do not wash out. Okay, so the last video that I want to check out is this video right here by Yanni the Lochologist.
Hotep as lessons, everyone. This is Yanni. I don't know where to start with this. You're not gonna see this client's face.
Okay, I am itching and I am cringing, because this is a person that's on, like, I would be so embarrassed if I were that person, like, being recorded and stuff. But I'm sure that she got the consent of the person in order to do this. But let's just take a look at her locks. These locks definitely look like they are loaded with products, like loaded to the full. It looks like the locks are filled, literally filled with products, like maybe conditioners, heavy moisturizers, leave-in conditioners, and so forth. But let's check out the rest of this.
But I want to show you something. This queen has been growing her locks for more than 15 years, is it?
Yes.
Yes, more than 15 years. I have never seen anything like this before. This is beyond buildup. What you're seeing here is beyond buildup. This is, her hair feels like, if you were blind and you were just feeling around, you would think it's rope you're feeling. It is heavy.
Wow.
It is so
it
heavy.
Looks heavy too. Okay, so as we're looking at her locks right now, they are loaded with products. And she also mentions that this client's locks are very heavy. Like, when you feel it, you just know, you just feel like they feel like ropes. They feel heavy. They don't feel light and bouncy, but they are loaded, like literally loaded down. So I can only imagine that is the reason why this person is dealing with the situation around their edges. Because of the fact that their locks are so loaded down that it is literally pulling their hair at from the edges. Also, I'm sure that this person has also used a lot of maybe you know, products around their edges, maybe did a lot of tight hairstyling, and it's just a huge situation that she said she's got locks for over 10 years. So it's a situation that is something that has been, you know, built up along the years, something that this person has been doing continuously for years. So this is really difficult to reverse. However, it is possible to reverse it. You can do the ACV rinse, you can do a soak, you can use Neutrogena anti-residue shampoo. There are different things you can do. However, this is another extreme case of buildup and using products. Now, she says stop using products in your locks. I think that you have to be careful which products. Like, everyone's hair is different. Everyone may not be able to use products, but many other people can. There are certain people that I watch on YouTube that do use some of the products that maybe I cannot use. And sometimes I watch them and I'm like, wow, I wish I could use those products, because then it would be easier for me to moisturize my hair and keep it moisturized using products that I knew when I was loose natural. But the problem is, some of us think that we can still use some of those products in our locks. And I also blame these drugstores and hair stores that do not carry things for dreadlock hair care, because I have no clue why. So we as lockers come into these stores and we're looking for things that work for us, and we naturally are gravitating towards the products that we used to use, when, you know, not knowing that these products will actually cause us more damage than good. I have dealt with buildup, but never to that extent. But if you are dealing with that type of buildup, I would consider going to a lochologist, and also using the Neutrogena hair anti-residue shampoo, which I have somewhere around here. Trying ACV rinses with baking soda. Trying to soak your locks. Maybe take a little bit more time with, you know, the shampoo session, because sometimes, I know for me, I used to jump in the shower, wash my hair real quick, rinse it out a little bit, and jump right out, not knowing that I was continuing the cycle of having buildup, getting buildup over and over and over again, because I was not properly washing out the product out of my hair, properly rinsing the product out. And so that product was still inside of my hair. The shampoo was still inside. I also see many of you guys mention that diluting products would be best. So I see another locker on here that uses a hair care line that is more geared towards loose natural hair. So what she does is she simply dilutes the product, and that works well for her hair, and it keeps her hair moisturized. She doesn't have buildup at all. So try, you know, diluting your products, and that will help you as well. Some of us, we cannot use conditioner on our locks, so just know what works for you, know what does not work for you, and stay away from the things that your hair does not agree with. I feel like this all comes back to knowing your hair and getting to know it in a place where you know when your locks do not agree with a certain type of method or technique or product, you know. These are just a few hair issues that we deal with naturally as we get to know our hair and try our best to be cute, but sometimes we kind of run into problems when we do certain things that are risky for our hair growth. So if you have ever dealt with any of these problems, I encourage you, do not feel dismayed, do not feel discouraged. There is always a way for you to get back into a healthy hair care regimen and a healthy hair care routine. There are so many things that you can do. You don't have to immediately cut off your locks. You don't have to immediately shave off your hair and just start off fresh. You don't have to do those things. You don't have to resort to like dramatic methods. You can over time help help reverse your hair and bring it back into a place where it is completely healthy and completely completely healthy. So yeah guys, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video of me kind of showing some issues that we may be dealing with our locks and our natural hair, and kind of giving commentary on how you can avoid or treat those particular situations. So yeah guys, thank you for watching this video. If you are not subscribed, I do want to encourage you to go ahead and subscribe, because we upload almost every day great content to keep you motivated on your lock journey as well. So thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Later guys, bye.